beard shaping, and unwanted hair removal. Located at 425 Victoria Avenue East. Book your appointment online now at modernmen.ca or call Tammy 306-522-4111. Modern Men, a haircut for the modern man.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
It's kind of a funny story. I was on the stationary bike this morning watching the World Junior coverage. I'm like, we should have Rich Sutter as our World Juniors insider. Boom, send. I sent it to Rich.
How about that?
Not Clark. So Rich wrote me back, I'm in! When Christmas rolls around, everybody's going to be locked down. We're all going to be watching the World Juniors, and we'll all convene here every morning to talk about the game the night before and tee up the next night's game.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is, and welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. Hope you're ready to have some fun. It is a special New Year's Eve edition of the RP Show. Whoops, fell off my chair. You know him, you love him. John Frenzy is in the bunker here. How you doing, Frenzy?
I'm doing great, Rod. Just great.
Good. Pull that mic down a little bit. Do you know how to work a microphone?
Yes.
All those years? Just pull it in closer to your mouth. Hall of Fame writer, broadcaster John Frenzy's with us here on a very special edition of the show, number 387. Of Canada's daytime sports talk show, and it is New Year's Eve. And let me just get this out of the way first. Our poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center is, what is your New Year's resolution? A, lose weight. B, stop drinking or smoking. C, start a new hobby. Or D, other.
All four of the other ones.
I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. Lynch says, it's not Friday. Well, it's New Year's Eve. It feels like Friday. That's why we brought Lynch in, because we're not doing a show on New Year's Day. So I got my days mixed. It's okay. It's New Year's Eve. It's
I
not
was
a
just
day.
about in the shower. You realize I was just about in the shower.
Oh, yeah. I had to get Lynch. I had to pull him out of the shower today to get him here because he thought he was coming in yesterday. So anyways, that's the thing. Mine is to lose weight. And I see that it is leading on the poll. 50% of you saying lose weight. Number 2 is other. Well, let us know what that is in the comments section, please. What's your New Year's resolution? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm up 10 pounds through the COVID. I'm not suffering from COVID-15. I'm suffering from COVID-10. When you wear sweatpants every day for 4 to 5 months, it's hard to judge. Lynch, what are you? What's your waistline? What's your weight here in the pandemic?
Right now, it's 1, 2.
Well, you don't have to say that. I didn't mean that. Are you up or down?
Down.
Good for you.
Yeah, I lost about 20 pounds. Everybody thinks I look great, and I agree.
You always look great. Well, that's why you walk around.
But guess what happened?
What?
My commerce ring fell off.
Oh, no, you lost it?
No, it just fell off on the table at home, just by a fluke. But my fingers are getting skinny. First time it's been off since I got it, back in 1963.
Wow. From the university, the School of Commerce at the University of Saskatchewan,
Yep.
John Frenzy.
That's
so
right.
I really admire those of you that have lost weight in the pandemic. I don't know how you've done it from other than sheer self-will. But anyways, write in here and let us know your thoughts on what you'd like to do for 2021. Anyways, no, I guess it's not a Football Friday, but it's a Flame Tech Thursday. How's that? Flame Tech, your leader in combustion services.
Hey, Jamie ain't stay. Hey, what about him, eh? I see Frenzy didn't get new sweatpants for Christmas. All those guys are watching.
Oh, yeah. Robin in Prince Albert says, I see Rod has a Pat sweater on. Got to make up to Ebbs for yesterday. Yeah, well, I wasn't thinking. And I wore that Warriors shirt in here to interview Jordan Eberle. I wasn't with it. Okay? I'll admit it. But anyways, I got a full closet full. This is brand new Pat's gear. I wear this stuff every day. I just love me red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Frenzy's here. We're going to have fun, obviously, in the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Your home for the NFL. But we're going to talk a lot of World Juniors, and we have our World Juniors analysts on here today. Rich Sutter in hour 2. Yeah, hour 2, Rich Sutter. And hour 1, coming up in block 2, Julie Robenheimer from Elite Prospects in the United States of America. I've known her for a long time. She covers USA hockey and does a great job. So she's going to give the Americans' perspective. They got a big game tonight, too, which reminds me, let's get into the Quick Six show topics, please. Director Jordan. Hey, by the way, Frankie Benvenuti is watching in Ottawa. He says, 2 days in a row I'm here. What world are we living in? Frankie, glad to have you, my man. You tuned in yesterday to watch Paul LaPolice, and we hooked you to come back. That's what we do. We are the heroine of sports talk, right? Very addicting and hard to quit. Right, Lynch?
Right on.
Okay.
Right on.
Point 1, World Juniors last night. It was a great night on the tube last night for whatever you wanted to watch. And at the World Juniors, why were we getting emotionally invested in the Russia-Sweden game? We don't know any of these people, but we were.
We'll know him pretty soon, though.
Well, I'd say we know him now. Russia beat Sweden in overtime 4-3, and I was frankly pulling for Sweden to continue the winning streak, but it ended at 54 games. That was a great game. And then I found myself cheering for Germany. Why? I don't know these people. But they were, they got lambasted and embarrassed but they never quit, Lynch.
They underdog. That's why you're cheering.
That's why. Yeah. And they beat Switzerland 5-4, and Tim Stutzla's become the talk of the tournament. He really has.
Yeah.
And then Finland blanked Slovakia 6-0. So those were the games. We roll over to point 2, New Year's Eve clashes. This is exciting. 1 p.m., Czechs versus Austria in a friends and family game. Only the friends and family of the players care. Yeah. At 5 p.m., Canada-Finland. You couldn't have drawn it up better. I love the Canada-USA.
That'll be a great game.
Yeah, but we don't have Canada-USA, but we've got 2 3-0 teams to decide supremacy in the pool. Yeah. It's a big one. 5 p.m. on, of course, Canada sports leader TSN, and then USA-Sweden at 8:30. Does Sweden bounce back? What kind of statement is this game for either team? Well, Julie Robenheimer will be joining us later on next segment to talk about that. Hey, here's one from Prairie Mobile Communications. Thanks for a great year, Rod. Looking forward to our continued partnership in 2021. Happy New Year to everyone at the RP Show from all of us here at Prairie Mobile. How do you like that, Lynch?
Great.
Ring the bell.
Very much so. Very much.
Oh, we love our partners.
Great people out there.
Fantastic people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And when you break your cell phone, that's the place you got to go because they'll set you up. Moving on. Point 3. I'll get into this more with DuPont when he joins us later, but Zdeno Chara is out with the Boston Bruins. And I know. Woo.
What's that all about?
I don't know.
He's a great hockey player.
Okay. I don't know. I know what I read, okay? Yeah. And what I've delved into, reading the Boston newspapers and the Washington newspapers and Chara's Instagram, it isn't necessarily about money. It's usually about money.
Yeah, it is.
In this instance, it's about age.
Well, he's 42, isn't he?
Well, I think 43 by the time they start playing, or soon. Like, that's not young.
He's still pretty good, folks. That's the same old argument.
That's what Washington thinks. And they've signed him up. So he's going to the Washington Capitals. Zdeno Chara, the era is over in Boston. And Bruins fans are quite upset about it. But he's had a hell of a career. And if he wants to keep playing and he thinks that he can, kudos to him.
Yeah.
I will just say this. I will never forget when the Prince George Cougars came to town to play the Regina Pats. Al Dumba and I were calling the game. And Chara was a rookie with them at 6'9". I'd never seen anything like it. You want to talk about the state fair? This guy could stand and touch the boards on both sides.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like this guy.
He was a great hockey player. Still is, I think, a good hockey player.
Norway's checking in, and I got to get this.
Ovechkin will be happy. Let me tell you that.
Trent in Norway writing in. Can you find it, guys? Slipped off. Here it is. Norway calling Happy New Year to all the RP crew. Stay safe, everyone. From Trent in Norway. Robert Jarrett says Boston realized he's too old, and the player hasn't realized it yet. But Washington signed him. So he's a Joe Namath. He's a Joe Montana.
And Ovechkin
he's a G. Roy
will love
Simon.
it, eh?
Yeah, Ovechkin, sure. Paul Fegler says he's 43. So age is a thing. These things happen. I've heard him compared to to be the Tom Brady of the NHL.
Yeah, well, same thing.
I could see it.
I don't. You can't get rid of guys like that. I don't care how old they are. They're great.
Yeah, people writing it. Kyle Outridge is watching in Eastern Canada. He says state fair football. The laughing emoji. Thank you for reminding me to move on, Kyle, and I will. Point 4, college football playoff. The semifinals are ready. New Year's Day is as delicious, if not more, than New Year's Eve for sports because we got the Rose Bowl at 3 p.m., Notre Dame, Alabama. Roll Tide. They're going to cruise, Lynch, and you know that.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy the Fighting Irish. And at 7 p.m. in the Sugar Bowl, the All-State Sugar Bowl, it is OSU, Ohio State University versus Clemson. And he thinks Clemson's
That'll be a great game.
He thinks Clemson's going to lose. Point 5, I dropped a tidbit in my Monday morning goalie column that's now hit the mainstream media that there's a wealthy private donor poised to potentially underwrite the cost of the Western Hockey League and maybe the entire CHL playing this season. And everybody's guessing what it is. People are DMing me saying, who is it? And I'm going to tell you, you could pull my fingernails out. You could light me on fire. I'm not going to tell you who I heard in this rumor. Okay? It's just what I heard. It's a rumor. I don't want to say for a variety of reasons. One, it might not happen. Two, that wealthy private donor might not want to be identified, even if they do write the check. And 3, back to number 1, it might not happen.
Can I throw a name out?
No. No, don't. Well, just throw out a name, sure.
Jim Patterson.
You're the second guy to say Patterson. I wouldn't tell you even if I.
Well, he's the only guy that's got that kind of money, buddy.
Huh?
He's the only guy that's got that kind of money in the world.
Maybe.
In Canada. Anyway.
We'll see. Point 6, CFL signings. Saskatchewan Roughriders signing quarterback Mason Fine. North Texas, great. Yeah, everybody's excited about it, but it's still Cody Fajardo's team.
Yeah.
They signed this guy for what? Competition?
Yeah, 3-year contract.
Well,
I don't get that.
No, they love Isaac Harker. Yeah. I think they like James Franklin. Where does Mason Fine fit in?
I don't know.
A topic for another day.
I don't understand it.
And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have re-signed offensive tackle Jermarcus Hardrick. Yoshi, good friend of the show. A couple other things. The Rockstar of the day yesterday was named Paul LaPolice for our friends at Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions. These are bonus points here. My CFL power rankings for 2021. I announced them this morning. The New Year's Eve power rankings. They've been applauded. They've been jeered. This is what I think. In the West, Winnipeg, 2 Sask, 3 Calgary, 4 Edmonton, 5 BC. In the East, Hamilton 1, Montreal 2, Ottawa 3, and Toronto 4. Sorry, Argos. It pained me to do it, but somebody had to be fourth.
Sounds pretty good to me.
And it's population U. Yeah. And then Pat McAfee leftovers. We played Lynch the clip of Pat McAfee and his crew talking about the CFL being dead and COVID killed it, and it's state fair football. Y'all, I would hope, have watched
I love that. State fair football.
Well, I want your take. Yeah. So tell me what you think after watching that video.
He doesn't take the league seriously. He thinks it's a minor league where his buddies go after they're through in 3 or 4 teams in the NFL and try to resurrect their game by playing up here really outstanding for 2 or 3 years and getting a second shot in the NFL and more money. And that's the goal of a lot of his buddies. But the league, he feels, it's a great league. It's a minor league. It's a state fair game, like a state fair game. He doesn't think much of it, but it's a good training ground, I think, for him. And a good place for some guys to go when it's their last legs, their last chance. If they can do real well up here, they'll get another shot.
Or if they got missed coming out of college or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Well, that part's all true. He didn't have to take shots at it, though,
No.
and call it state fair football, which... And when you hear the phrase state fair football, what do you think? I mean, I said it yesterday. I think bearded lady, three-headed man.
Bearded ladies? Did you say
Yeah, well, the fair. What's at the fair?
Bearded ladies?
It's a freak show.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah.
And that's what he's
fair.
saying the CFL is, and I don't think
I think of the movie State Fair with, the great actresses and guys. And yeah.
Yes, and calf scrambles and greased pig contests.
Right.
By the way, Bonnie Schaefer's watching. You know her, Frenzy, Bonnie Pedersen.
I sure do.
She says, first, Happy New Year. Second, you are so like your dad. Love you. Thank you, Bonnie. Love you, too. Happy New Year to your wondrous clan.
Where's you at the beach, Bonnie?
Bonnie, she used to be your neighbor, right, Lynch?
That's right, my neighbor. That's right.
At the lake.
That's right. Great lady.
When people say I'm so much like my dad, I say, thank you. It's a massive compliment to hear that. The CFL fans are speaking up. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says if O'Day isn't working on finding a better replacement for Fajardo, he isn't doing his job. Agreed. That's how Calgary rolls, trying to find a replacement for Bo Levi, but they haven't found one since 2014.
Rods are high in the sky, by the way. The guy,
Say what?
The rods are really high in the sky they signed. Mason Fine. What a name, eh? Mason Fine.
Yep. Oh, hey, I like the fact. That's why I brought Lynch in on this Thursday to talk football, because we won't have a show on New Year's Day because people want to talk about these things. Randy Nickel, you know him.
Yep.
Jack's boy.
That's right.
He's watching in Cochrane, Alberta. He loves watching on Game Plus television on the TELUS Optic TV cable carrier. He says, Robert Irving owns the Moncton Wildcats and is one of the richest men in Canada. He could save the CHL and the CFL if he wanted to.
I hope he wants to. What does he own? An oil company, isn't it?
Yep, Irving
Oil. Irving Oil, that's right. Right there.
Right, and the McCains are out there too. Listen, there's a lot of money in this country. It's not just Patterson's. So I would say this. The guy that told me that the CHL will play and the cost will be covered by a wealthy private donor is a guy that I trust implicitly that told me that. It's not to say that it's going to happen. And by the way, Dub Network wrote a story on this. Figgy did, Paul Figler, and he got a statement from the WHL. The Western Hockey League said, we have no knowledge of any corporation or family that is poised to step up and bail out the Western Hockey League. But that's not to say that it's not going to happen. It's what I was told, and let's see where it goes. We're all hoping for the best.
I don't know why Robert Irving doesn't buy the setup in Eastern Canada for the CFL. He's got the money, he's got everything going for him. And Moncton's a good city, if they had the team there even. Or played some games in Moncton and some in Halifax. How about that for an idea? Eh?
Yep.
We understand they really want it down east. Drummond keeps telling me that. They really want it down east. But we haven't seen anything happen since I've heard that, because nothing's happened.
I don't believe it, that they really want it down east. I've been there, and I didn't get the sense that they really wanted it down east. I'm serious.
What turns them on down there? Each other?
The NFL.
Okay.
And hockey.
Yeah.
By the way, before we break and bring in Julie Robenheimer, USA hockey reporter, just some text messages here from our viewers on the Prairie Mobile text line. Rob in Saskatoon says, my guess for the WHL bailout would be the Priestners. They are hugely wealthy. Cool. From Stephen in Martinsville, he says, Citizen of the Year has got to be John Lynch. Here's why. Every other old guy on the TV these days is sitting in their room waiting for that damn flu vaccine. Lynch is out enjoying life, playing mini sticks, going for lunch. Love you, Uncle John.
How about that?
Great show as always. Stephen in Martinsville, Sask.
Oh, good for him.
And by the way, we didn't mention that you were out walking around South Regina with your shirt off, driving the ladies crazy. Right?
Yeah.
He's down in weight.
Yeah.
COVID's been great to this guy.
Yeah, it has.
And one more, Joel Jordison in Moose Jaw. Watching on tape delay, but here is my take. What are the stats on CFL attendance in alignment with TSN covering the league exclusively years back? I feel that the attendance and youthful interest has increased proportionally to that timeline. It is a fan experience in our province that may not be replicated throughout the league, unfortunately. Would apply to East Coast proportionally, I would think. Interested on your take. Appreciated the Moose Jaw Warriors discussion yesterday also. Just started tuning in and will continue to do so. That is Joel Jordison in Moose Jaw, and we know him from curling fame, Joel Jordison.
Right.
Listen, we're going to shelve that discussion until later in the program because when we come back after this break, we'll be talking World Juniors with Julie Robenheimer, good friend of ours, great reporter, and some questions came up that I forgot to ask her the last time she was on. So this is going to be great. We'll be right back. It's the RP Show on Game Plus Television, Facebook Live, now Twitter Live, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
It's year-end clearance at Capital Ford Lincoln. The Capital Auto Group is giving away $50K. That's a $10,000 cash prize at each Capital store in Western Canada. Get the hottest deals on all new and used vehicles, the highest trade-in values of the year, and savings up to $20,000. Oh yeah, and did we mention you can enter to win cold, hard cash? All this and more during Capital's year-end clearance. Check out CapitalFordLincoln.com.
There's something for everyone at the Mad Greek Eatery. Delicious Greek dishes, pizza, lasagna, pastas, soups, salads, and much more. The Mad Greek Eatery brings the best authentic Greek cuisine right to you. Available for licensed dining, events, delivery, and takeout. For the best taste and huge portions, there is only one place. Visit the Mad Greek Eatery, downtown Moose Jaw. Call for takeout and delivery today.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
He's covering everything that matters to you. It's the Rod Pedersen Show. Tune in live Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to noon to catch the show live and be a part of the action. Take control by commenting live and sharing the show with your friends. Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is, and it is our last show of 2020. Ring the bell. We've morphed a few things. A Flame Tech Football Friday. We've moved ahead to Thursday. John Frenzy's here. His appearances are brought to you by Wheaton Kia. You can find them in North Regina, corner of Albert and Avonhurst. But we're talking World Juniors too. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I was just checking Julie Robenheimer's Twitter feed. Let's bring her in from Elite Prospects. She's in New Jersey. She couldn't get into the bubble. Hey, she's ready to go out for a New Year's party, it looks already. How you doing, Julie?
Yes. I'm doing great. I'm kind of notorious for always wearing sparkles at the rink on New Year's Eve because I love, just being sparkly. And if you can't wear sparkles on New Year's Eve, when can you? So
when are you going to wear them? Yeah, I think you saw that I said I had a few questions after our interview that I forgot to ask last time. And maybe I'll put that to you. Well, I'll ask you that in a second, but I saw your Twitter timeline where 11 hours ago, you said, did I tell you how much I really, really, really love the World Juniors? And the USA didn't even play last night. What you got you so swept up in the World Jays last night?
Well, although I am American, I do enjoy watching all hockey, all teams, all levels. It's kind of my hallmark. People always ask me what my favorite team is, and I default to UMass because that's where I went to school. But, growing up, I'd watch any game, any day, anywhere. And that is no different now that I am working in the sport and covering it. So I wrote that tweet after Sweden tied the game against Russia to send it to overtime, because just like, I love this tournament.
Good for you. Well, it was nice to see the enthusiasm. And from all of our viewers here, Jeff in Winnipeg. Now that's sparkly, he writes. Corey in Winnipeg. Rod needs a sport coat like hers. From John Ohm in Winnipeg. Julie Sparkles, $1 billion smile. From John in Winnipeg. Paul in Red Deer. Great to see a colleague from Elite Prospects. So they're watching all across the prairies here today, Julie. And this was my question to you after the last time you were on. I was like, dang, she knows her stuff. It got me thinking, did you play hockey? Did you have a family member that played hockey? What was your connection, or is your connection?
No, I love hockey because my parents raised me right. They were really big hockey fans. My mom grew up in Philadelphia, so she was a big Flyers fan. My dad grew up in Connecticut, so he was a big Bruins fan. And one of their very first dates was a Flyers-Bruins playoff game. And my mom had gotten tickets to Ovations, which was like the big club at the Spectrum. And the Bruins were on the brink of sweeping the Flyers out of the playoffs, and the Bruins scored and my dad cheered, and my mom was like, Robenheimer, get your coat, we're leaving. And he's like, what'd I do? And but my mom said that was when she knew she loved my dad, because she wasn't mad at him enough to dump him, and they got married about 6 months later.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And Todd Pinkney's watching, one of our viewers. He says, the best are always Flyers fans. And I should tell you, our show is carried in Philly on Game Plus television down there. I can't remember the cable carrier, but I know how much they love their hockey down there. So, to brass tacks, why is Dustin Wolf not starting for the USA? Like, it looked like I felt he won it away from Spencer Knight. Then they went back to him last night, or 2 nights ago, and you can't argue what he's done. But Julie, what's the deal? Like, Dustin Wolf, I believe, deserves to be in there. Like, what are they saying with Team USA about their crease?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of whether he deserves to be there or not, because we can say that about players who aren't in this tournament that deserve to be there. So it's one of those things, when you have an abundance of riches, only one guy can play in the net at once. So you have to make a decision. Team USA allowed Spencer Knight to redeem himself, and he got the shutout. Plain and simple. So, you look at what Dustin did, which was great. And that was the strength of Team USA, knowing what they had between the pipes, and that if one faltered, they had another guy who was ready to step in and take over the reins. And that's not to say that Dustin won't get another opportunity, even in this game against Sweden. We really just don't know how it's going to play out. But we all knew what Spencer Knight could do. And USA gave him the chance to kind of put that Russia game behind him and move. Fortunately, Spencer Knight had a memory of a gnat, and he was able to do it and show what he could do in the limited action that he saw in that game against Czech Republic. So I think it's one of the blessings. Clearly, you're on the Dustin Wolf train. I'm not opposed to the Dustin Wolf train, but it's one of those things where you can only have one guy in net, and whoever gets the call, I think, will do well for Team USA.
Well, look, Beezer is the GM, knows a little bit about goaltending, so I will defer to him, and I'm sure Florida's very happy with the way this has turned out so far. Franzi's got questions for you, but I'll just say one more. USA, Sweden tonight, 8:30 Central, 9:30 your time. Julie's in New Jersey, by the way. What's your storylines tonight? What are you going to be looking at the most watching this one?
Well, I'm going to be looking to see if USA can continue their quality habits that they were able to, kind of cement against Austria and Czech Republic. I'm also interested to see how the defense holds up. I really haven't seen any sparkling defensive plays. They've just really been controlling with puck possession and dominating the game that way. So I'm curious from USA to see that heading into the medal round, because we do know that they have clinched a spot and they will be playing in the quarterfinals. And then for Sweden, I'm curious to see how they're going to bounce back from last night's incredibly emotional loss. As far as the streak, it's nice and all, but these players could care less. Like, they haven't played 54 games without a loss. So it's one of those things where they just need to put it behind them and move forward to prepare and put themselves in a good position in the quarterfinals. So I'm going to be curious to see how they respond as well.
All right, Frenzy, what do you got for Julie?
Julie, John Lynch here. I'm a great fan of the Philadelphia Flyers, at least I was, but they haven't had the great time since Bobby Clark. So are you going to tell me this year is going to be a big year for the Flyers, right?
Sure. That's what you want to hear.
You believe that?
I think it's one of those things where with the Flyers, what is really exciting about them is their depth in terms of their pipeline and the prospects that they have coming up. They've been really successful with Lehigh and all the talent that they're growing there. They've drafted very well these past couple of years. Some players aren't available because they're still in juniors or college or wherever they may be playing. But that's what's exciting about the Flyers. And, the knock on Philly has always been the goaltending. And, that seems out. Now it's time to put their attention into other areas of the game. But for them, I think it's just a matter of coming together as a team, because they do have a lot of talent. They just need to figure out how to put all the pieces together.
How's everybody feeling about the new National Hockey League? What starts January 13th? Is fans excited down there? Going nuts finally?
Yeah, everyone's excited. The challenge is going to be for getting people to stay excited once the games start. I think that will be helped along by the fact that you're going to be playing teams that are, we'll say regional rivals throughout the season. So that will add some spice and keep things interesting throughout the season. But it is different not having fans. I mean, even with World Juniors, it's very different. It's hard to stay engaged without that kind of crowd atmosphere. But the diehards won't have any issue with it. The challenge will be bringing in new fans to the fold. So I always challenge people every year, like, what two friends are you going to introduce hockey to? So make a list of the friends that you think would love hockey, and even the friends that you don't think would love hockey but should love hockey, and do your part to spread the game and introduce them to it.
Absolutely, no doubt. Tom Geiger watching, he says, another reason to love Frenzy, another suffering Flyer fan. Lynch, you're an Oilers fan. When did you start? You're just saying that because you got Julie on the air
No,
here.
I love the Flyers too.
Oh, you love them too. Okay, I got you. From the viewers, if we can go back to them, Jamie in Halifax is watching, guys. He had a question. Can you put up, here it is. Does Zegras have enough power to lift the team on his back and beat Sweden tonight? Back-to-back will be hard for Sweden to beat USA, I believe. Yeah, because there could be a playoff meeting here. This Zegras is like the talk of Canada right now. Julie, talk to us about him.
Well, as he should be. Mitch Brown did an incredible breakdown on EP Rinkside on Trevor's game and kind of the subtle details of his game that make him so effective. If you are in any way interested in the details, the work that our scouts at Elite Prospects do is incredible in breaking down the game. And for our money, Trevor Zegras is the MVP of this tournament so far. He has just been doing everything exceptionally well, driving so much of the offense for Team USA. He's effective even without the puck in what he does and his deceptive manipulation. So he should be the talk of Canada right now with the way he's playing. And, if you're a Ducks fan, you should be incredibly excited. And I would not be surprised at all if you see him playing in a Ducks uniform in 2 weeks.
One more. Nelson Hakowicz has a question. Do you feel hockey doesn't get the respect it deserves in the United States sports media? ESPN covers hockey for what? 2 minutes. A lot of Canadians wouldn't believe that that's a fact, Julie, based on our coverage up here. What's it like down there for you as an NHL fan?
Well, I will say I have not watched ESPN in like a decade. The only time I watch ESPN is during the Frozen Four, and they cover college hockey. In fact, yesterday I was on my way to pick up dinner at a local eatery in town, and there was a barbershop, and I literally stopped dead in my tracks because there was hockey on the TV. And I was like, wow, I love this barbershop. They're watching NHL Network. And then I looked closer, and no, it was actually ESPN talking about the Zdeno Chara signing in Washington. And I was like, wow, okay, so at least I know they're still talking about hockey on ESPN, but it is vastly different. There is very little coverage in terms of mainstream, and a lot of that has to do with broadcast rights. ESPN has no broadcast rights to have any games. So if you think about the money that they've invested in, it's in the products that they air. So they're big on college football, they're big on the NFL, they're big on NBA, and they're big on baseball. And, you know, financially, it makes sense. Like, you should want people to watch the games on your channel. And if you look at it even closer, the games that they talk about and the players that they talk about are all kind of previewing the games that they're showing that week. So it's one of those things where unless the broadcast rights in the United States diversify, it will not get the credit that it deserves on ESPN. It used to. There used to be an incredible show, NHL Tonight, on ESPN2 when ESPN had the hockey contract. It was amazing. John Buccigross, you know, still is banging the drum for hockey on ESPN, and Linda Cohn, but they seem to be like the only ones. So it's definitely a different experience here in the United States, and it's all because of money.
Wow, isn't it always? And you're right. The network was built on the NHL in a lot of ways. Last one for you. Monty in Saskatoon says, can you see a USA versus Canada gold medal game? And I think the last time we had you on, you had said you thought Russia was number one. Am I right on that? Has this gone the way you thought that it would?
Yeah, I think it has. I mean, I still think Russia is an incredibly talented team. And I think that they have everything that it takes to compete for a gold medal. They've got really good offense. They've got a solid goaltender. They've got a strong defense. And I feel that in the beginning of the tournament, they weren't, the strategies they were using were not indicative of their strength. So like if you look at that Czech Republic game, they played all on the perimeter. And in fact, they had, if I remember correctly, they had 42 shots from the point in that game, and the Czechs blocked 20. So it's one of those things where they weren't doing what they need to do to be successful. Now, we saw them change gears against Sweden and really drive hard to the net, get to the middle of the ice. They were way more effective with that game plan, and that is how they're going to be successful moving forward. So yeah, I still, Canada is obviously in the mix. I love what Team USA is doing. Kind of the hallmark of their gold medal teams has been a really strong third line, which they have this year with Farinacci and Bobby Brink, and Brett Berard is somewhat in the mix there. But there's a lot to be excited about with Team USA and how they have this continuous attack. But I will say the team that has surprised me the most is Sweden. I feel like they were kind of, I don't want to say the underdog heading into the tournament, but they lost a lot of high-end talent before the tournament because of COVID protocols. And I feel like just the perception was that they wouldn't be as strong this year. And I think, you know, we've seen Sweden come out and be incredibly effective and solid throughout. I would love to see Holtz and Raymond break out a little bit more. I was hoping to see more spark from them. But I think the other guys on the team are picking up the slack. So, and I think Finland has the best line in the tournament with Anton Lundell and Simon Taival and Hirvonen. Like, they are really driving, the offensive attack for Finland. Their challenge is that they don't have as big of a wave as other teams do in terms of offensive attack. So, it's exciting. I love this. I love to see what Team Germany can do now that they have a little pep in their step after making the quarterfinals for the first time in 13 attempts. They could be a dangerous team. And then the Czechs, I think if they stick to their game plan and smother offense like they did against the game against Russia in their game, they could potentially make some noise as well. They have to beat Austria first, but if they do that, it's going to be an exciting tournament. It always is, no matter who plays.
Yeah, no kidding. And what a wonderful story Germany is, as you say, for rallying from where they were to where they are. They might be the feel-good, love-in team of the tourney. There's your pregame show, everybody, for the games today, as far as I'm concerned. Julie, where can people follow your stuff, and where can they follow you?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Julie Robenheimer. It's just my name. And I do all of my writing for Elite Prospects on eprinkside.com.
Awesome. Julie, enjoy the games. Happy New Year. Thanks for dressing up. Appreciate it. And we'll catch you soon.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Happy New Year.
Julie Robenheimer checking in from New Jersey. There's no better preview for today's games than that.
She's terrific.
Oh, absolutely she is. We only put the best on the show, Lynch.
Yep, she's good.
That's why you're here.
That's right.
We'll be back with a sports update. We'll get into these CFL questions. There's breaking news this morning from the 3-down game. So hang on. It's the RP Show. You're watching on Facebook Live, Game Plus TV, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
You need to adapt and you need to move forward. You can't be stuck in 1920. Direct West is on the top of their game. They know what they're doing, how they're doing it, and when you work with Direct West, things are good. There's no going backwards, they're moving forward. My business would not be where it is today without the help of Direct West to help me with my website and my Facebook and all my online presence. I've worked with Direct West for about 10 years, and it's been a great experience.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Hey, it's Warren Dean. I understand more than anyone how changing weather affects your day, and that's no different for your vehicle. That's why I look to the experts at Suds Full Service Car Wash. They have a wide range of exterior washes, including Lava Shield with Towel Dry. Looking good, Natalie and Kirby. And don't forget their famous Suds Ultimate. Thoroughly cleans the interior of your car. Open Monday to Saturday. No appointment necessary. Head to Suds Full Service Car Wash today, where they treat you like family.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Updating and improving your air conditioning system does not need to be difficult. You can breathe easy with our 100% satisfaction guarantee, flexible financing options, and maintenance programs. We will be with you throughout the process from start to finish. Contact us today so we can help you breathe a little easier. 306-781-2090.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
And John Frenzy with us today. New Year's Eve episode of the program. Sports update time. Becky Hammon has become the first woman to direct a team in NBA history. The San Antonio Spurs assistant coach took over after Greg Popovich was kicked out of the game against the LA Lakers last night. The Atlanta Hawks have their first loss of the season. Kevin Durant put up 33 points and Kyrie Irving added 25 as Brooklyn topped Atlanta 145-141. The Green Bay Packers have claimed veteran defensive tackle Damon Snacks Harrison off waivers from the Seahawks 2 days after he was released by Seattle. Harrison played 6 games with the Seahawks this season, but was inactive for last Sunday's win over the Rams. The Boston Bruins will have a new leader when the NHL season begins. Longtime captain Zdeno Chara has signed a 1-year, $795,000 deal with the Washington Capitals. The 43-year-old defenseman says in an Instagram post that the Bruins have decided to move forward with younger players. This sports update for Ballers Rec Room. They can handle all your food and fun needs. Visit their website at ballersrecroom.com. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. I see Ricky Kazam is watching from Ballers this morning. He said his New Year's resolution is to watch every single RP show episode in 2021. Can he do it, Lynch? Can he do it?
Sure can. If you want to, you can do it.
That's right. It's all in your head.
It's all about wanting it. Call Desire. Desire and focus.
There you go. Where's the poll? Here it is. Today's poll question for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. What's your New Year's resolution? Lose weight? Stop smoking or drinking? Start a new hobby? Or other? 71% on Twitter and 48% on Facebook leading say lose weight.
Yeah, not surprising.
Not surprising? No. Or it is surprising? Not surprising. No. Lynch has already lost weight.
That's right.
How about that? His ring fell off from the School of Commerce from the U of S. It's gone.
Yeah.
Ricky Rivard writes in, he says, Julie should be on more often. Go, Philly, go. That's something this Flames fan never thought before today. I want to say something about that. Everything's coming together here. I was watching ESPN this morning, Get Up, where they never talk about hockey. But that's okay, because I get enough hockey coverage elsewhere. I don't complain about the fact they don't talk about it. But they had this Becky Hammon on. First woman to be a head coach in the NBA after Popovich got kicked out. She's not new. She's apparently been the assistant coach there for 5 to 7 years. And as I watched the post-game interview with her, what do you think the question is, Lynch? What would you say to Becky Hammon in that situation? You're the first. What would you ask her? First thing in the scrum.
Big opportunity for you. How do you feel about it?
Exactly. Do you know what she said? I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about coaching the game. Greg just got kicked out. I got to take over. She was not thinking about the historical significance. And I thought, I'm watching that going, man, woman, I don't care. She's a coach. Right? And similar to Julie. Man, woman, I don't care. She brings the goods. Yeah. And I was saying this to my wife either this morning or last night. I said, I don't care for my analysts or coaches, whether you're black, yellow, red, man, woman, in between. I don't care. I just want the best person for the job hired.
What's an in between?
You know what I mean. Yeah, right. Because there's 3 options, right?
Right. That's all getting that.
So, well, you did. I didn't. But that's why I want the best person hired. That's all.
Right.
Julie's the best person.
Right.
Becky Hammon clearly is the best person. She's not there because she's a woman. So that's my take on that. Jamie in Halifax says, of course, watch more RP show. And start watching the Squadcast in 2021. There you go. That's our affiliate podcast with all our crew. Ricky the Aquana is a regular on that show. The Squadcast airs every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says it takes guts for organizations to move on from the great players, but that's what good teams do. And you stay relevant, and how you stay relevant. Check the spell check there. Oh yeah. But it takes guts. Where do we go on that? Because Chris Jones is still vilified here. I travel this province, and I was thinking the other day. Obviously, I'm missing the games, but I'm missing going out and doing those banquets, Lynch, and you've been with me. Yeah. Aren't they great?
They're fantastic. Unbelievable.
They are.
Nothing like a rural Saskatchewan town banquet, football, or sports banquet, predominantly football, with a rider guest there, and it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, or any sports guest. Because here's the thing, folks. You know, we do these banquets. They're a real big thing in Western Canada. They're not as big a thing from what I understand in Eastern Canada, but
what is
600 to 700 people buy a ticket, come to a banquet hall, and watch guest speakers talk sports. Yep. And usually I'm the MC. Sometimes I'm the guest speaker. Lynch comes with me from time to time. And the thing is, the people always come up to you and say, Thanks for coming out here. Nobody ever comes out here.
Yeah, that's right.
They always say it.
Make you feel good. They sure do.
They make you feel great. Yeah. But the thing is, I always say the joke's on you. We're getting more out of it than you are.
And they laugh at my jokes, too.
And they laugh at his jokes because they're new to them. Right?
Yep.
So my point on all this is everywhere I travel, every corner of this rectangle, they still dislike Chris Jones. It's rare that you find anybody that likes Chris Jones. And I say, why don't you like him? He's a good guy. If you knew him, you'd like him. And they say, he got rid of Dressler. He got rid of Getzlaff. There was a 97-year-old grandma in Paradise Hill, Saskatchewan, and she was dropping F-bombs, Lynch. She's like, I'll never like Chris Jones. Never. And I'm like, well, I obviously I'm not convincing you otherwise, ma'am. But so that's why he says it takes guts. Now, is there a classy way to do it? Because when you look at a guy like Weston Dressler, he ain't got over it. Okay?
They don't get over it, but if they're real about things, they know what's going to happen. I can't understand why many of these players, I know a lot of them got fired and cut, and they get very upset about it. They're really hurt about it. They think they had another 1 or 2 years left.
That's why Chara's going to Washington.
Right.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
And he has a couple of years left, and with Ovechkin, he'll be a fantastic pair. I don't think that was a good move by Boston. Because these young kids need another year with him as a captain helping them. Because he's really an assistant coach on the ice for most of them.
Yeah. We're going to pause and come back with viewer takeover. But on the female in sports thing, Dan Ukrainitz is watching, and he says Laura Diakin is doing an awesome job at the World Juniors for TSN. She'll be on that tournament for decades now. She's doing everything at TSN. Just so you know, she was doing horse racing. She's anchoring. Now she's hosting the World Juniors. And Laura has paid her dues. She's been around the scene a long time. I'm with you, Dan. She's doing a great job. I don't care if it's a minority, if you will, if they're the best person for the job. But I will put a footnote on this by saying a lot of times I believe the people on that chair are there because they're a minority, not because they're the best person for the job. And that's the problem that I do have. But we're pointing out incidents of people that are the best people clearly. Anyways, we'll be back with Viewer Takeover right after this on Game Plus TV, Facebook Live, and listen live at rodpedersen.com.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
An original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Introducing Original 16 Canadian Ultra Lager. Just 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise.
Look like the pros. Shop Ultimate Fan Zone. NHL, NFL, MLB, CFL, NBA, and more. We have something for every sports fan. Autographed jerseys, prints, jersey stitching, custom framing, and collectibles. UFZ is your one-stop sports store offering fans official team gear. Check out Saskatchewan's Man Cave Corner on River and Main, downtown Moose Jaw, or visit us online at ultimatefanzone.ca. Built by fans for the fans.
It's year-end clearance at Capital GMC. The Capital Auto Group is giving away $50K. That's a $10,000 cash prize at each Capital store in Western Canada. Get the hottest deals on all new and used vehicles, the highest trade-in values of the year, and savings up to $20,000. Oh yeah, and did we mention you can enter to win cold, hard cash? All this and more during Capital's year-end clearance. Check out capitalgmc.ca.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
And John Frenzy here, the hosts with the mosts. John in Edmonton, how rude of you, the question from John in Edmonton. It's not Friday. Why is Frenzy on today? That's rude, John, because there's no show on New Year's Day. It's a stat holiday, and we wanted to bring him in because he's a rock star. You can't figure that out for yourself? Tom Geiger says the next time Tad Cornegay comes on, I'm asking him about him and Luke's trip to Kindersley. Poor guys couldn't get food because everything was closed. We looked after them. Well, that's what we do here in the Rectangle. We look after each other. We looked after them. Top-notch fun. Kindersley's a good time. To the Prairie Mobile text line, because I said this was a viewer takeover segment. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. From Jim Wagner, he says, morning, Roddy, John, and RP crew. Wow, Julie broke down the World Junior Games amazingly. Lock her in as a hockey insider for the show. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Same to you, Jim. Clark just said they're going to bring her on the Squadcast next Tuesday night, so that'll be fantastic. Metal Shingle Guy writes in and says, fan-controlled football in February. Johnny Football just won't go away. Did you hear this? There's a new league. It's called fan-controlled football, Lynch. Johnny Manziel's going to play in it. Yep. Did you see any of that coverage? Because there hasn't been widespread coverage.
No, I haven't seen anything.
And Metal Shingle Guy also says the Mason Fine signing may be the end of Franklin as a rider. Yeah, the people really want to talk about this Mason Fine signing. And Clark was pointing that out. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. They can cut him in training camp. It doesn't mean squat. The years don't mean squat.
Well, he's got a great college record. Yeah.
Okay, we're all over the place. I'm sorry. Zing, zing, zing. Welcome to my head. Monty in Edmonton says, ban him, please. Do you hear that, Clark? Monty wants John banned. John Kirby. It's under review. It's been submitted for review. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, is there a rock star of the year? Put the camera on Lynch for a second, guys. You're looking at him. The rock star of the year right there.
Right here.
The habitual.
Happy New Year.
The habitual winner of the rock star of the day, John Frenzy.
The hat.
He's won it more than anybody else.
Shorts, undershorts.
Mm-hmm. Jack in Vulcan, Alberta says, Julie, without a shadow of a doubt, is the rock star of the day. Happy New Year, Rod Squad. Yes, she is for the day.
Oh, she sure is. She is great.
And Jeff Cabela says, can we stop calling him Johnny Football? And I'm glad Jeff brought that up. You guys let me know when we got to get out. Can you update the screen here? Okay. Maybe we'll have to carry this over into hour two. With Manziel, DuPont was saying, have you seen his social media? He's saying all the right things. He's being contrite. And I'm like, yeah, now that he needs a damn job. Should have been saying these things every single day. Johnny Manziel has burned every single bridge in the game.
How old is he now? 25?
Oh, he got to be close to 30.
Yeah.
I would think.
And he's got so much talent. Had so much talent. How can he screw it up? But so many times, that Heisman Trophy winner doesn't make it, screws up his life.
Armando Moreno watching in Mexico City. Happy New Year, Rod, for you and all the people that makes this great show possible. May we have a 2021 healthier and happier. Absolutely. From Shane Mellinson, Happy New Year, everyone. From Deer Valley Golf Course, all the best in 2021. From Jamie in Halifax, we should all pitch in and buy Frenzy Sweatpants Capital Sweatpants. I got a pair for him. I'll give them to him. John Ohm in Winnipeg's watching. Anybody going to watch the Tampa Bay Raptors tonight? I'm gonna. I think it's a 6:30 tip.
Oh, you're watching football with me.
That's tonight, the Raptors.
Oh.
We'll carry this over next hour, everybody.
Right.
Game Plus or stay here on Facebook Live.
She knows her hot.
Now I'm the whore and the pimp. That's where the money is.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
There's something for everyone at the Mad Greek Eatery. Delicious Greek dishes, pizza, lasagna, pastas, soups, salads, and much more. The Mad Greek Eatery brings the best authentic Greek cuisine right to you. Available for licensed dining, events, delivery, and takeout. For the best taste and huge portions, there is only one place. Visit the Mad Greek Eatery, downtown Moose Jaw. Call for takeout and delivery today.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Building a deeper connection with our fans by putting them in the show. It's a new era of sports talk. The Rod Pedersen Show airs from 10 to noon, Monday to Friday on Facebook Live. Join the conversation today and tune in. Online, on your phone, at home, at work. Follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And subscribe on YouTube for all the content you want to watch. Don't wait, do it right now.
Hey, it's Warren Dean. I understand more than anyone how changing weather affects your day, and that's no different for your vehicle. That's why I look to the experts at Suds Full Service Car Wash. They have a wide range of exterior washes, including Lava Shield with Towel Dry. Looking good, Natalie and Kirby. And don't forget their famous Suds Ultimate. Thoroughly cleans the interior of your car. Open Monday to Saturday. No appointment necessary. Head to Suds Full Service Car Wash today, where they treat you like family.
No.
It's kind of a funny story. I was on the stationary bike this morning watching the World Junior coverage. I'm like, we should have Rich Sutter as our World Juniors insider. Boom, send. I sent it to Rich.
How about that?
Not Clark. So Rich wrote me back, I'm in! When Christmas rolls around, everybody's going to be locked down. We're all going to be watching the World Juniors, and we'll all convene here every morning to talk about the game the night before and tee up the next night's game.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is, and welcome to the program, everybody. Happy New Year. I got to put a disclaimer out. Clark just informed me in the break that we are not on Game Plus today. The fellows at Anthem Sports are observing this as a statutory holiday. So for the people that normally watch on Game Plus television in all 10 provinces and 31 states, they got to move it on over here to Facebook or now Twitter and YouTube Live. John Frenzy is with me. Happy New Year, Lynch.
Been a great day. Happy New Year to you.
Hasn't it?
What a way to start the year off, eh? A terrible year. Hey, get a good start.
Well, we are ending the year officially here today.
Yeah, I know, but it couldn't be better.
Yeah, it could not be better. And I got some questions to get to, some comments from viewers rolling over from hour one. I just want to say this. I have been missing the games, obviously, going to sports, but really, really missing the sports banquets. And I'm not the most social person in the world, but I do love getting out to the little towns on these banquets, which I do pretty much every weekend. In the football off season, did it for 20 years. And Cynthia writes me and says, thanks, Rod. As always, don't worry. Those Saskatchewan sports banquets will be back. Happy New Year. And I will say this. My brother's listening, and he will agree because he ran the Milestone Sports Banquet, or helped for years. You want to make the most money in the smallest amount of time? Throw a sports banquet, right?
Oh, they're great. Just great.
Well, they're a great money maker.
Yeah.
You know,
Fun.
let us do all the work in terms of the speaking. The communities do all the work in lining it up and so forth. But yeah, I think if they want to make money when we come out of this, we'll be real busy.
What's great is the way, just what you said. The players love it. They
the
really
players
enjoy
love it. Sure they do. Yeah. Great stories coming out of those dinners. And by the way, since I feel like we're on a holiday show here, we're sort of off our regular schedule, tell the folks what you told me in the break about doing this show and what you like about it. You said it's the most fun you've ever had in broadcasting.
Most fun I've ever had at this. Most fun I've ever had in broadcasting, this particular show, because we can enjoy ourselves, we can say what we want to say, and yet it's professional, it's classy all the way, topics are good. The guests we had are fantastic, out of this world. And the show itself, with Rod running it, is terrific. I really look forward to doing it. It's not controlled what you got to say. We can take a subject right then and there on the spot, rather than thinking about it at home and getting all uptight about it. And that's what I like about it. Friendly atmosphere. Great atmosphere.
Yeah. And from day one, we haven't had to answer it to anybody. No. That's what I like the best.
Yeah.
And we can talk about the topics, which is what we're going to do right now with the Quick Six Show topics, the hottest topics of the day. Hit it, please, Jordan. So we got Lynch in early because there is no show New Year's Day. Would have been a Flame Tech Football Friday. We've moved this to a Flame Tech Thursday. It's not all football. Like, point one is the World Juniors. I was in and out last night, but I watched quite a bit of the Russia-Sweden game, and it went to overtime. You all know that Sweden had a 54-game round-robin winning streak on the go against Russia. I'm watching it going, why do I care so much? Why do I feel invested in this? Because I don't normally when I'm watching World Juniors, but I was invested. And Russia won in overtime 4-3, ended Sweden's streak. Debate it amongst yourselves, but it was a hell of a hockey game. And now we're pulling for Germany. I wondered why. Lynch said, because they're the underdogs, and they've made the playoffs at the World Jays. They beat Switzerland 5-4, and Finland blanked Slovakia 6-0. So Finland's 3-0, and that sets up point two, today's World Junior New Year's Eve matchups. Forget about the 1 p.m. game, Czechs-Austria. Here's the biggies. 5 p.m., Canada-Finland. Both teams 3-0. What a wonderful way to ring in the new year. 8:30, that's at 5 Central. 8:30 p.m. Central Time, which is our time zone. Sweden, USA. Last hour, USA hockey reporter Julie Robenheimer was with us to break down all these games today. Rich Sutter's coming up in Block 2 of this second hour to talk about all the same things, but give his spin. Point three, Zdeno Chara is out in Boston with the Bruins at 43 years of age. He's been there, 14 years. Emotional outpouring in Boston. He's signed with the Washington Capitals 1 year. John, how many times? We've seen it so many times, right? We're saying Joe Montana, Joe Namath, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, right? The greats get shown the door eventually.
Yeah, they do. But they still can MVP, right? Make the big play. And that's what I feel about him. Zdeno Chara can still make the big plays. And that's,
oh, yeah. Well, we're going to find out.
And he's so effective out there with the size. Forwards, a lot of forwards are actually afraid of him. Simple afraid of him. They go every way to get away from him.
Jack in Alberta, Vulcan, Alberta, says, Rod, consider this your invite to the first Life Choice Dynamic Sports Banquet when things clear up. Well, Jack, I'd be honored. I might even bring Lynch. Want to go to Calgary, Lynch?
That'd be great.
It would be a Stampeders-affiliated sports banquet. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be great.
This would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
Mending old broken fences. Let's do that in 2021. J-Rod's watching. J-Rod, he says, Happy New Year to you and Lynch. You know the infamous Jared Livingstone.
Oh, certainly do.
Hey, J-Rod.
I used to have a lunch with him every Friday, but now he won't talk to me. I don't think he's not there anymore.
He's saying Happy New Year to you right now.
Only a select four. Do you know that now? It's only a select four.
This is the Softy Lunch, everybody. Just so you know, the Softy Lunch gathers every Friday. Who is it?
Reduced to 6-4. Lip, Shepard, Ford, and Lauren Harrison.
Well, that's the old boys club right there.
If you try to crack it, the cops will grab you. Johnny Franklin is really adhering to it. They got a big sign up there saying only 4 people.
Well, that's the rules.
That's the rules, but they're being really closely adhered to.
Yeah, as we know. Point 4, college football playoff. The semifinals are set. The bowl games on New Year's Day. I would say New Year's Day is as good or better than New Year's Eve, depending on your sporting preference. But at 3 p.m., it's the Rose Bowl. Moved to Dallas, Texas, or Arlington specifically, Alabama versus Notre Dame. And then that's at 3 Central, and at 7 Central, it's the All-State Sugar Bowl, Clemson versus Ohio State. And here's the thing, Lynch. When I'm watching these bowl games, like the Cotton Bowl was on last night, did you watch it?
No.
I have zero affiliation when I'm watching the game. I'm just watching the guys run their plays and don't really feel anything.
Yep.
But when I watch that Alabama-Notre Dame game, I'll feel something just because of Nick Saban.
Yep.
But it's the personalities. Yep. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, no question. 5 championships in 7 years in the Southeastern Conference. Guys, one of the greatest college coach ever. I'm going to say that easily. The greatest college
There's no doubt.
Ever. And I think he's going to win again. He says this is the best team he's ever had. So, and in the Heisman rankings yesterday came out, 3 of the 4 are Alabama guys. The quarterback, Jones, the receiver, Smith, and I think it was one other guy. No, I'm just 2. I guess just 2. And Noji, and the running back, Noji or Norris is 5th.
Right.
So it's unbelievable.
Well, I'm telling my wife right now, because she's watching, I'm going to Lynch's tomorrow for a portion or maybe all of one of these games. So you said your wife's going to be out. It's just going to be you and me.
Yep.
Point 5, I reported this. It's a rumor, okay? But I got it from a trusted source that a wealthy private donor is in line to underwrite the cost of the Western Hockey League, potentially the entire Canadian Hockey League, playing a 2021 season. Remember, we're still 2020 for a few more hours. There's still time to get this season in. And I got people writing me like crazy saying, who is it? I'm not saying for a lot of reasons. Number 1, it may not happen. Number 2, maybe they don't want to be identified. Even if it might happen, but they don't want anybody to know who they are.
Maybe it's Richard Trump, Donald Trump. Yeah.
I don't think he cares much about Canadian junior hockey. Sorry to burst your bubble. So it's a story. It's getting people talking. The Western Hockey League has said they are unaware of any wealthy corporation or family that is poised to get them on the ice. That's the official statement from the Western Hockey League. I'm just repeating what I heard as a part of insider buzz. And I hope that it happens. I think we all do. Point 6. A lot of people really talking about this. CFL signings. Saskatchewan Roughriders signing North Texas star quarterback Mason Fine. He's in the top 20 all-time NCAA passers. He's a passer. Right? He likes to air it out. And the Blue Bombers signed veteran offensive tackle Jamarcus Hardrick. So that's the news there. It's got people, Lynch, and I'll defer to you as the rider expert in the house, saying, where does this leave Cody Fajardo? Where does this leave Isaac Harker? Where does this leave James Franklin? I'll put that to you.
Well, Cody Fajardo is our quarterback. It's going to take an awful long time or some terrible event for him not to be there. The only thing I can see is he will be our quarterback this year in 2021. And if he has a super year, I think he will not sign a long-term contract with the Riders because he'll want to see what the NFL will offer him. And I'm sure if he plays like he did last year, there will be certainly several NFL teams interested in looking at him. And he may decide to go because the money will be unbelievably higher than what the Riders can offer.
Yep.
But the Riders, I hope, go all out to get him because I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks this team's ever had. And a great guy, too, great person. The kind of person you want around Saskatchewan. And above all, he is a winner and makes the big plays.
He's a winner all the way. Colin in Ottawa says, James Franklin is done, Rod. Everyone knows it. No, they don't. Frank the Tank is still young enough. He didn't even play in 2020. Can you give him a chance to redeem himself for what happened in Toronto?
He was a great quarterback at Missouri, University of Missouri, and he hasn't really had a chance to show it.
He was good in Edmonton. That's what got him signed in Toronto.
Right.
By the way, thank you, Jeff, the Stamps fan, for pointing out the breaking news in the Canadian Football League today, and that is that Brandon Banks has re-signed with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I don't want to be the wet blanket on all of this, that type of CFL news, but it's like What else is it's going to be news if Speedy B's not back with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Anybody that had a deal in 2020, you would expect will have a deal in 2021.
Right.
Rylan Betker, one of our Army friends, says, where does it leave the other Rider quarterbacks? He's got to show up to camp first, learn the CFL game, and perform. Way too early to speculate, honestly. Yeah, Rylan, but it's the Rider Nation. You know how it works around here.
But you sure wonder about it, because it really isn't a critical need, is it? I believe this. I'll tell you, I believe this is a Paul Jones signing. I really do.
Well, probably is.
I think that's the kind of guy he would sign.
But I'm going to quote the great Bobby Vespasiani. You remember Bobby V?
Sure do.
Legendary football guy in the CFL.
Sure do.
Head coach of the Stampeders, assistant GM of the Rough Riders. He used to say, Lynch, better is better. So, if Mason Fines comes to camp and outperforms one of these guys, he'll be your number 2.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's got a lot to prove. But hey, I like the fact that people are enlivened by this news, and I think that's why the Riders are doing what they're doing, why all the CFL is doing what they're doing.
The Riders are doing a great job, by the way.
But I think Mason Fines signing is bigger news than Speedy B signing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because where else was Speedy B going to go?
And people are saying across the nation, why are the Riders signing a quarterback of that caliber to a 3-year contract? Good for them.
Well, again, the years don't matter. Anyways, those are the quick 6 show topics, but we got some bonus points here today. One is the rock star of the day yesterday was Paul LaPolice. Not a big shock. The head coach of the Ottawa Redblacks. The rock star of the day today's been anointed already. Sorry, Lynch, it's not you. It's Julie Robenheimer from EliteProspects.com. They love her. She was great in hour 1. Frenzy's been anointed the rock star of the year. Much more highly coveted. Next point, my CFL New Year's Eve power rankings. It's drawn a lot of interest across the Canadian Football League circles. Here they are with brief reasons why. In the West, number 1, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Still the best till they're not. Team 2, Saskatchewan Roughriders. They were in first place in 2019. Why would we not put them at least second? Number 3, Calgary Stampeders. They're always in the hunt. Number 4, the Edmonton somethings. They are up and coming, clearly. And point 5, Team 5, 5th place, the BC Lions. We love them, but they got a lot to prove. And in the East, I agonized far longer with this. Hamilton still ticked off. 15-3 and did a face plant in the Grey Cup. That's their motivation. End of story.
Right
They're
on.
number 1. Number 2, Montreal, primed to bust out. They really are. VA, Kahari Jones, they got a good team. Point 3, Ottawa, Team 3. Tons of excitement in Ottawa. New head coach, new quarterback. Think they got the pieces there. It's exciting.
LaPolice was a winner, right?
LaPolice is a winner all the way. And Toronto, 4th. And I wrote, sorry, somebody's got to be 4th. I don't know. They got a rookie head coach who's never coached a game. They've got a very unproven quarterback there in Matt Nichols. McLeod Bethel-Thompson is gone. So the more I think about it, yeah, they're a rebuilding team. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, come on, Rod. Calgary at 3? Yeah, you heard right. Nelson says Toronto is ranked too low in your power rankings, Rod. They have really beefed up their Canadian talent. And in the CFL, you're only as good as your Canadians. Yes, but you tell me who they're ahead of.
Nobody. They are in last place in the East.
Thank you.
And I'd put money on that. Decent money, not crazy money, sensible money, that they will finish 4th in the East and be the worst team in Canada. I don't believe Mr. Dunberger, what is Dunn? Who's the guy's coaching? Dinwiddie is coaching. I don't believe he can do the job. He's never been a head coach.
Allie Hicks is watching. Allie Hicks is enjoying watching your awesome show on the TV at our cabin. All the best in 2021. We are looking forward to CFL football returning in 2021, even if it may be a delayed start in this changed world. Go Riders. Thank you, Allie. John Kirby makes a good point. And John, we were never going to ban you, just so you know. We were just teasing you. But he says, Rod, I'm waiting for Edmonton to sign a team name. That's the thing we're all waiting for. Two things. One, are you going to play as a team, as a league? And two, what's Edmonton's team name going to be? And Lynch, you said there's a new suggestion out there?
Eagles today.
Where'd you hear that?
At home. My wife told me. Somebody from Edmonton phoned her and tell it. One of her friends.
On, you're making that up.
One of her cousins. Well, that's the talk today. It's Eagles. Because she said, she had a long conversation, and she said Elks, and they said, no, it can't be Elks. Because some crazy bugger will take a truckload of Elks to the game and let them out. And one will get out in the field and run all over the field, and it'll make bloopers forever, eh? But no, Eagles. Eagles isn't too bad. I like Edmonton Express. That's my own. I thought of it at 4 o'clock in the morning a month ago.
I like the Edmonton Elk. But the reason I'm so rudely going through my phone here is somebody wrote me. Here it is. Smarty Marty on Twitter. I put my power rankings up, and he says, are these rankings for the Sim CFL season? Because it seems there is no end in sight to mask mandates and lockdowns for 2021.
Yeah.
I was talking to, I don't want to say who, a CFL insider yesterday, and I said, I'm just going with it. I'm just going with it. I don't know whether they're going to play or not, whether it's going to be delayed or on time. But I don't want to be a wet blanket on the CFL's fun. I'm just going with it. Is that fair, Lynch?
Yep. I think I'm going to go. I'm saying they're going to go for sure. But it may be later in the year, like mid-August or even the first week in September, and a 10-game schedule, which would take us into December somewhere. And the playoffs would be around New Year's Day. That's ironical.
Yeah.
It could be very ugly. But I'm sure they're going to do it this year. They're determined to. People in Saskatchewan are determined to, because the Grey Cup's going to be here next year, and because we have a beautiful stadium, which right now is a big hockey rink. Okay?
Is Richie ready? Okay. Jeff Kozak watching, he says, all you can do is just go with it. Thanks, Jeff. That's all we can. I'm going with it. I'm not going to stand here and be Mr. Pouty Pants on the fact that we're not playing. I'm just going with it.
Well, look at Wayne Grollo, eh?
Wayne in BC, in Victoria.
Going to Elk.
Says, the Edmonton Elk has grown on me. The more I say it, the better it sounds. Wayne, you and me both. I like the Edmonton Elk. I like the sound of it. I like the marketing opportunities. Like Lynn says, somebody will pull up a trailer of elk and let them all out. Can you imagine?
Oh, you know they would. For sure they would. Labor Day they would.
Well, there'll be nobody at the stadium at Labor Day because they're all going to be in Calgary.
Yeah, that's right.
I always want to remind our viewers that we are not on Game Plus TV. The guys at Anthem Sports in Toronto are observing a stat holiday today. So tell your friends if they're wondering where the show is on Game Plus. Not to mention all the gals that love Lynch at those seniors' homes where they watch the show every day. They're going to have to log on to Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, whatever. We're live on all of them. We'll be back. We got Rich Sutter coming up. We got a sports update. It's our New Year's Eve program. You're watching the RP Show. And listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Updating and improving your air conditioning system does not need to be difficult. You can breathe easy with our 100% satisfaction guarantee, flexible financing options, and maintenance programs. We will be with you throughout the process from start to finish. Contact us today so we can help you breathe a little easier. 306-781-2090.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
It's year-end clearance at Capital GMC. The Capital Auto Group is giving away $50K. That's a $10,000 cash prize at each Capital store in Western Canada. Get the hottest deals on all new and used vehicles, the highest trade-in values of the year, and savings up to 20 grand. Oh yeah, and did we mention you can enter to win cold, hard cash? All this and more during Capital's year-end clearance. Check out capitalgmc.ca. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the RP Show, a New Year's Eve episode. I don't know if we're going to have Rich Sutter today or not, and it's okay if we don't. I said to the guys, listen, don't hassle him. Frenzy and I can pull this off with your help up until the top of the hour. Wouldn't you say, Lynch?
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Done it many times before, right on?
That's right. People are enjoying the back and forth I think we have going with our viewers here. And by the way, can you do us a solid? Would you mind doing us a favor? Go down to the bottom of your screen and click share if you're a fan of the RP Show. We don't have all the fancy bells and whistles of a lot of these sports shows that, in terms of promotion, what we have is you and our own devices. So please share to all your Facebook friends. Retweet. We got to go on Twitter Live now. If you could go on there and retweet it, our live tweet, that would be great. Nelson Hackowicz writes in and says, shout out to Huskies U Sports supporter and board member David Dubé, who is getting the Order of Canada for his philanthropic involvement within his community. I've never met that guy, David Dubé, but I've heard nothing but outstanding things about him. He's a U of S guy like you, Frenzy.
He could be the guy who's putting the money up. The Dubés have a little bit of money. Did you know that?
Yes.
Just a little bit. They're
Yeah.
great people, sensational people, wonderful people. And that would be great if they put up, they take control, but it'd be run properly. It would be great. David, I hope you do it.
Well,
talk to your dad and see what you can do.
Moving on, let's get into some questions from our viewers because I love that. Prairie Mobile text line is open, and dang, did they send us a nice message in hour one. Thank you for their longtime support. 306-840-8777 is the number to write us here. 840-8777 in the bunker. Regarding the quarterbacking situation with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Metal Shingle Guy says, Franklin is too much money. How do we know what he's making? We don't know.
But they're not going to go into training camp with all four quarterbacks.
Why wouldn't they? They can.
Well,
I could see them doing that, actually. They'd like at least four.
Well,
they might be a fifth son.
Yeah, but they're rather expensive.
Who is the guy? Well, Nelson would know. Maybe you, Clark. I love this. Greg Zahn checking in. Our good friend Zani. Looking good, dude. From Zani. Zani, not as good as you, man. I'm up 10 pounds. Last time I talked to Zani, he's down 18. Way to go. Well, I don't know what you're doing, Zani, but it's working. Give me that that diet plan. Anyways, who was the fourth string quarterback? Sorry, for the Rough Riders. He never saw the field, only in sim play. No. Not Brian Bennett. This year, Franklin Harkin, there was a fourth. He played in our sim preseason game. What was his number? 16, I believe. We'll find it.
No, I don't think so.
No, there is. I could look it up right now. I just don't have I'm not going to. Sheldon Lasham watching from Calgary says, best game of the World Junior Tournament last night between Russia versus Sweden. Wow. Oh, yeah. You should have checked in earlier, Sheldon. It was 0.1. Russia beat Sweden 4-3 in overtime, and I was watching saying, why do I care? Why am I so invested in this? I don't know these guys. Part of it is this goalie Askarov, the first-round pick at Nashville. Everybody's saying he's weak, and he's shaky, and he's fighting the puck. I always stick up for the goalies. He's seen fine last night. He's a very unorthodox style. Isaac, what's the name? Justin Hansen. Justice Hansen. That's the guy.
Yeah, that's right.
That the Riders have.
And he was pretty good.
Yeah.
His credentials were very good.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So this would be the fifth quarterback.
Yeah. That's too many.
Jamie in Nova Scotia writes in and says, I strongly believe the CFL would work here in Halifax or Moncton. CFL Touchdown Atlantic exhibition games were a huge success, being sold out every game. The stadium isn't built yet, but the mayor of Halifax would love to see a team. It's all about government funding in both Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Who knows how the government in New Brunswick will feel? Happy New Year's. That's from our friend Jamie, who's the equipment manager of the Cole Harbour Colts junior hockey team. I keep telling him I can't wait to get out and visit those guys. Junior hockey is my favorite brand of hockey, favorite league. But anyways, he lives out there, so who am I to say otherwise? But when I was there for Touchdown Atlantic in 2019, it was a general lukewarm feeling in the region for Alouettes Argos. And I'm going to say this. The Schooners absolutely dropped the ball on marketing and selling out that game. You heard about the guy, Lynch, that 57-year-old guy that's planning the comeback? Did you see this?
Yeah.
Darren Burns?
Yeah.
He's the guy that sold out Touchdown Atlantic. If you want to get down to brass tacks here today, which is why I said we could survive without Rich Sutter, because we'll talk about this kind of stuff. This is where Burnsy and I got to be really close. The guy played in the CFL for 3 teams, all right?
Yeah.
He's an entrepreneur, big shot businessman in Moncton.
Yeah.
Which is the Atlantic hub, really, for inland, I guess, not on the coast, and not on the East Coast. And because the Schooners had dropped the ball. Okay?
Of course they have.
There was only 9,000 or 10,000 seats sold. And Burnsy said to me when I got out there, it wasn't just him. They gave a bunch of tickets to Football New Brunswick kids and said, go sell these tickets door to door. And the kids did. Football New Brunswick, okay? Because Burnsy said, over my dead body, is this country going to tune in TSN on Sunday and see a half-full stadium? So Football New Brunswick took it upon themselves to sell out Touchdown Atlantic. So what I've been saying a million times, over and over and over again, I feel like I'm talking to myself, what it's going to take for the league to reinvent itself and work in Atlantic Canada is work. And it seems like too many people are afraid of work.
Well, the only guy you see from the league is Randy Ambrosi, the commissioner. They've got to get more people out there and market. We've talked about this 1,000 times. Market the current CFL and market a lot more extensively in the Maritimes. But I've got friends out there in different areas that think it will go. But I don't know. It's all talk and no action right now. Everybody there seems to be a member of the ATANA group, ATANA, all talk and no action.
Yeah.
And they just don't get anything done. They think they would like it. I've been told, and you can verify this, the Halifax area is not a small area. It's 250,000.
There's 350,000.
Well, there's people there. And there's college football. Everything you need.
Well, okay. I love how this... The CFL is the bread and butter of this show.
Yep.
And it would be the easiest thing for me every day to go on the air and talk CFL for 2 hours. And I think there's a huge appetite for us to do that. The problem is the CFL doesn't really want to be talked about.
That's right.
By evidence, the $25,000 fine imposed on anybody talking about 2021 plans.
Yep.
So that aside, Nelson, our VP of Sim Event, says, will Three Down Nation's theory of starting play in Moncton, then moving to Halifax work? Is that a way of engaging more of the region? Or putting a sour taste in Monctoners who get the team taken away? I've spent enough time in the Maritimes in my life to get a lot of things. They're very similar to prairie people, and I feel I had family just living in the Moncton area not that long ago. They just simply moved back west here, or recently moved back west, but Moncton would get it. That stadium at the University of Moncton is gorgeous. It's beautiful. They've got tremendous facilities there. Acres of room for tailgating. But we had Gary Drummond on this show, and he said, nah, we've done market analysis, and our experts don't think that Moncton could support a team. And no, it's going to be Halifax or bust. I guess now Drummer is saying that they would start in Moncton. I think Moncton is just used to being crapped on.
Yeah.
That's the sense that I get. So would they be upset that the team started in Moncton and went to Halifax? It would be, just another day in the life of Moncton is what that's the sense that I get.
Yeah.
But when I was out there, I spent 3 to 4 days with Damon Allen. Well, 2 days with Damon, because the other 2 days he was traveling all over the Maritimes doing pass, punt, and kick competitions with Maritime youth under the CFL brand. Like, God bless Randy Ambrosi for giving him a gas card and some food vouchers and saying, Damon, go do your thing.
And we'll pay for it. That's good.
No, they did pay for it. And Damon was, trust me, if you know Damon Allen, happier than a pig in slop to have done that. Yeah. Go run these camps for kids, 60, 70, 80 kids in all these little towns around the Maritimes. That's what builds a brand. And if it takes using your alumni to do it, then do it. But a lot of, and I'm not just blaming the CFL, I see this in every league, and a lot of individual teams just want to sit in their ivory tower or their luxury suite and eat shrimp cocktail and not put in the damn work.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it all across this land, and I don't spend the time in the America. Maybe it's happening there too.
Classic example right now: the Patriots out of Boston, New England Patriots. Reinbold's doing nothing. Mr. Kraft.
Reinbold just got signed. Jeff Reinbold?
Yeah.
Just got signed with the Ticats.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. And Mr. Kraft, Bob Kraft, is walking the beach in Miami. He's not doing anything. They haven't done any promoting at all.
I think he's doing other things in Miami. Wettenhall or Kraft? You lost me.
Kraft.
Okay.
But they haven't done a thing for a long time. And their team was pathetic this year.
Yeah.
Folks know that the offense this year of the New England Patriots had a tight end. You got to have a tight end. And you know how many passes did they caught?
Well, you just took an off ramp about the. I don't want to talk about the New England Patriots.
16 passes.
Greg Zahn's watching and says the CFL team name should be the Halifax Highlanders. Well, Zani, love you, as you know, but they've already got the name, the Atlantic Schooners. They have a logo. They've got a cheerleading team, for the love of Pete. The problem is they don't have a team. As usual, they got it all backwards. They got everything but the team. Right, Lynch?
Yeah, and Blake Neal's the coach of the Huskies, eh?
The UBC Thunderbirds.
Oh, UBC. But he's willing to go out there as a head coach, and he'd be great.
Yeah.
He would be great.
Jack in Vulcan, Alberta says if the CFL doesn't get down to reinventing itself with all new financial and marketing plan, and I don't mean cutting players' salaries, there is no chance any team will be, going to Halifax?
Yeah.
Can we find that comment, the end of it? Yeah. There is no team, and there is no chance any team will be successful for years to come. And that's the thing. Actually, two things I was thinking about this morning as I was getting ready to come pick up Lynch and come here and do the show. One, seems like life is normal other than no sports here in Canada. Everything else is normal. You can go to the grocery store. You can go to the movies. You can do just about anything. You can't visit your family, but you can't go to a hockey game, can't go to a concert, can't go to football when there was that opportunity. It's open season on sports. and nobody seems to be saying anything about it. So I've given up because I've taken enough shots. I'm not saying any more about it. And two, the CFL needs to burn to the ground and start over. I don't want to see anybody lose their jobs. All the current people in the CFL are great people, and they know what they're doing, but it needs to change. Here's Greg Zahn again. Maybe we should get Zahny on. He says, what about becoming a AAA league for the NFL? And secondly, Zahny says they named it after a beer? Not bad. The Atlantic Schooners. Think of the marketing opportunities. But just saying, don't inject sense or logic into the discussion, Zahny, because people lose their spit in the CFL when you say, what do you mean a feeder league for the NFL? We're just as good as the NFL. We're not a minor league. You get it all the time. So, no, it's not going to be NFL Canada. Trust me, I've suggested it.
But I saw Drummond talking about 3 weeks ago, and he said, he was on CBC, and it's still on the board. He believes it's going to happen. At least he said that on television. Now, he must mean it. I think he does. Pretty reliable guy. Pretty reasonable, decent guy. So he is going to try to do it. He's lost his other guy, his other right-handy man. He went to the Ottawa Senators, right?
LeBlanc, yeah.
Yeah, LeBlanc.
Drummond does do, well, for the most part, does what they say they're going to do. They also said they were going to build a new rink in Arizona. That didn't happen. They said they were going to bring their training camp to Regina with the Arizona Coyotes. That didn't happen. So it's not batting 1,000 there, but I know they badly, badly want it. And what we're talking about, Zahny, is Gary Drummond, the guy that's trying to put a CFL team in Halifax, is from here. He is a good friend of ours. He's a super guy. But money doesn't buy everything.
He's a lawyer, a rich lawyer.
He's a rich lawyer, oil and gas guy. Yep. Mandy in Edmonton says, why was John Kirby going to get banned? LOL, I missed it. We were going to ban him because he seemed to have a problem with Lynch being here on a Thursday. That we were going to ban him for that. I thought it was rude. He said, why is Lynch in? It's Thursday, not Friday. Well, we don't have a show Friday. And John, just lastly, John says, do you think Randy will step down, Ambrosie, if no 2021 season?
Definitely.
The only reason Ambrosie would step down is he's tired of battling with the CFL owners, that you know what our thoughts are on them. And a very good friend of Randy Ambrosie's told me, Randy don't need this job, okay? He's been used to making way more money than the $750,000 he makes right now as commissioner of the CFL. In the financial services world, as a CEO, he don't need this. The guy went on to say it nags Randy the way this is played out. The guy doesn't need the CFL. The CFL needs Randy Ambrosie far more than Randy needs the CFL.
And look at here. Next question. What happened between Cohen and Ambrosie? The CFL went from building new stadiums.
Hang on. We'll talk about that next segment, okay? Because that's way too much. Oh, Zahny's going to call in. I love it. It's the RP show. You're watching, not today on Game Plus. They're taking the day off. Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
This right here is time well spent. Why not pour yourself a smooth Saskatchewan-made Original 16? Warm up to the opportunity to seize the day.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Look like the pros. Shop Ultimate Fan Zone. NHL, NFL, MLB, CFL, NBA, and more. We have something for every sports fan. Autographed jerseys, prints, jersey stitching, custom framing, and collectibles. UFZ is your one-stop sports store offering fans official team gear. Check out Saskatchewan's Man Cave Corner on River and Main, downtown Moose Jaw, or visit us online at ultimatefanzone.ca. Built by fans for the fans.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
It's year-end clearance at Capital Ford Lincoln. The Capital Auto Group is giving away $50K. That's a $10,000 cash prize at each Capital store in Western Canada. Get the hottest deals on all new and used vehicles, the highest trade-in values of the year, and savings up to $20,000. Oh yeah, and did we mention you can enter to win cold, hard cash? All this and more during Capital's year-end clearance. Check out CapitalFordLincoln.com.
He's covering everything that matters to you. It's the Rod Pedersen Show. Tune in live Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to noon to catch the show live and be a part of the action. Take control by commenting live and sharing the show with your friends.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
Laid back and kicking it. Let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Welcome back. And John Frenzy, too. Mandy in Edmonton says, hey, Football Friday early. Woohoo! I'll be on the road tomorrow. I'll be on the road to Lynch's house tomorrow. There's no show tomorrow. And by the way, text from the 535 on the Prairie Mobile text line. Hey, guys, just a heads up. Game Plus is showing a poker show right now on SaskTel Max. We had mentioned that earlier. They're taking a stat holiday at Game Plus at the network in downtown Toronto. So you got to watch the show. You got to watch or listen live digitally for just today. Ken in Saskatoon. Happy New Year to Rod, Dupes, and the rest of the crew, as well as John. It has been a great year of shows in troubled times. Thank you and stay safe. From Ken in Saskatoon. And Brady in Saskatoon. Happy New Year's Eve. My New Year's resolution is gain muscle and get vaccinated. Woohoo! Something to strive for. Team Canada will win today. I hope the Raptors can win against the Knicks. Russia ended Sweden's 15-year winning streak in preliminary games. Thank you, Brady. Appreciate it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to all these messages today, and I apologize for that. Greg Zahn is... It's a gong show today. Rich Sutter dropping out. We understand the Blue Jackets. Stuff's going down on the Blue Jackets roster, and Rich has been pulled into a Zoom call with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now we're going to Toronto to join World Series champion, 16-year Major Leaguer Greg Zahn joining us, our good friend Zani. What a wonderful holiday treat and special this is. How you doing, Zani?
I'm doing good. I just came up to my office and I turned on the idiot box and it was you guys were on. I was like live. I was like, I hope this is real because I wanted to say hello and wish you a happy New Year. And then of course you started asking questions about the CFL and you know how I love my writers. So I started thinking to myself, yeah, I'll just shoot them a couple messages and see what's what.
We're live. And by the way, you know John Frenzy, do you not? The Hall of Fame Rough Riders broadcaster here.
Wait a minute, Greg.
Hall of Fame broadcaster,
yes,
Zani. Yeah, right there in the 70s and early 80s. I want to just start with this, and we'll get into that Halifax thing. But Pat McAfee, you're aware of what he's doing in the States, right? Voted the #1 NFL media personality in 2020 with Barstool Sports. He called the CFL dead because of COVID, A. And B, he called it state fair football this week because of the zany rules and everything. Yeah. As an American, And a staunch fan. What's your reaction to that?
Well, you know what? It's different, and I embrace the difference of the CFL. To be honest with you, it's a different set of rules than what they play in the U.S., and it's honestly, let's be honest, it's a different caliber of athletic ability for the most part with the players. But that all being said, it's a heck of a lot of fun to watch. It's run and gun. It's quick. I would imagine that in a world that we live in today where people have such a short attention span, it would actually be a very exciting mode of transportation for them. It's quick. It's a lot of people don't have much of an attention span, so it's in and out. You're throwing the ball, you're running and gunning, 3 downs, goodbye. It surprises me that there aren't more teams, to be honest with you. I mentioned the fact that it could probably make a little bit more money and be a little more popular if it was more of a AAA type of situation for the NFL, kind of a backup type of situation. You'd probably get some subsidy from the NFL. It's not like they don't have enough money. Basically pay for everything the way they do with minor league baseball. They pay the players' salaries, they pay the coaches' salaries, they send players to you. And that could be an option. I understand that there wouldn't be as many Canadians on the roster, but if you're trying to keep the league afloat, you got to entertain all kinds of different ideas. I love the product. I have a blast every time I go. I prior to certain things happening, I was a regular at Grey Cup and throwing parties and doing charity events and whatnot. I've always bought into it. Going back to my first trip to Calgary to the Grey Cup and walking up to the Spirit of Edmonton party, and guy at the front of the line, the security guy chatting Jamie Campbell and I up, and he's all about it. And then I said, okay, so how do we get in? He goes, back of the line's over there, pal. And I was like, I'm going to fit right in here. It was fantastic. But a bunch of people gave me and Jamie beers, and we chatted them up. We were only in line for 15 minutes. But that was the thing, because I had hosted Super Bowl parties myself. I think it was 2003. I hosted my own Super Bowl party, or I should say co-hosted, with Shannon Elizabeth, Tara Reid, and Rosario Dawson. And we had people like, Michael Irvin and Derek Jeter and Deion Sanders showing up at the party. They showed up at our house party. We rented this 9-bedroom beach house in Encinitas. It was crazy, but I always preferred the atmosphere at Grey Cup better because it was inclusive. Everybody got in, and you didn't have to be anybody to get into the party. You just had to go wait in line like everybody else, and even people like me had to go wait in line, and I always respected that.
And like you say, the line moves fast, and we had so much fun here in 2013. Now, that is the perfect answer. I'm loving this. Our viewers clearly are too. Let's segue it to the Halifax Atlantic CFL thing. In your time with the Blue Jays, did you spend any time in the Maritimes? Were you out there? Did you get to feel the landscape? I'm sorry. Tell me.
Oh, no, not when I was with the Blue Jays. So I got hired when I was still at the network to go do a speaking engagement in Halifax. And I remember the weather was just absolutely horrible. I was 3 hours late getting there because of the horrible weather out there. They wouldn't even take the plane off. And it was insane. So I finally get there. The event was actually kind of over, but everybody was really enthusiastic about taking me out, huddling around, hearing the baseball stories, basically moving the party. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. I walk into the bar, and I'm, kind of leading the group. And this one young woman, not paying attention to where she's going, she runs into me, and the first thing out of her mouth is, "Watch where you're going, Don Cherry," and she freaking storms off.
That's great, eh?
It was hilarious. I was like, welcome to the Maritimes, welcome to Halifax. It was, and I haven't been back since, to be honest with you. One of my kids that plays for me is from Nova Scotia, just outside of Halifax, and they keep inviting me to come over. And I said, well, I didn't exactly get the warmest of welcomes the last time I was there. Apparently, she didn't like the pink suit.
Well, when they say they're like prairie people, You get it. And here's the thing. I long thought I got food poisoning from a roast beef sub from Subway in Halifax because I woke up puking the next day really bad, Zani, after a night at the Liquor Dome. It had to be the sub, right? It had to be the sub.
It couldn't have been any fermentation in the lines or anything like that, Nothing like that.
They like to party there for sure. So you think the CFL can work in Halifax, in other words?
I think the CFL should be in every major city in Canada, and then some. It's like I said, it's not like you're talking about the same product as the NFL. It could be, and it would probably go even better if they had help from the NFL, but it would have to be a feeder league, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a shot on Canadian football or Canadian football players. It's just a reality thing. I mean, I'm a fairly smart guy, but you know what? I don't file my own tax returns, and I don't represent myself in a court of law. Sometimes you got to defer to the experts, and yes, there's some really great Canadian football players that are actually in the NFL right now, and there have been in the past. But for the most part, it's an idea to kick around, and if you're hesitant to embrace change, then you're probably going to wither on the vine. I would love to see it everywhere. To me, there aren't enough teams in the CFL to make the playoffs legitimate. When more than half the teams in a league make the playoffs, it kind of takes away from the importance of the regular season. So, and certainly when teams that are below 500 make postseason play, that kind of bothers me a little bit with regards to the legitimacy of so-called championship play.
This has been awesome. Sonny, we got to run. You'll love this. I got one segment left, and I got an outdoor hockey game in 40 minutes with a couple of former CFLers that don't know how to skate. I'm going to take their money. Yeah,
that
so
should be awesome.
Happy New Year's, my man. Love to you and the family. Thanks for checking in today.
Cheers, Roddy. Yeah, all the best.
Greg Zahn, the wonderful Greg Zahn, checking in from the Big Smoke. T-Dot.
What's he doing now?
Hogtown. He's running camps for baseball. They're building baseball developments out there. He is rolling. Happy New Year, Lynch.
Yeah, it's been great.
I'll see you in the car.
Okay, it's been great.
Dupe's coming in next for overtime. You're watching the RP Show, Game Plus TV, Facebook Live, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
You need to adapt and you need to move forward. You can't be stuck in 1920. Direct West is on the top of their game. They know what they're doing, how they're doing it, and when you work with Direct West, things are good. There's no going backwards, they're moving forward. My business would not be where it is today without the help of Direct West to help me with my website and my Facebook and all my online presence. I've worked with Direct West for about 10 years, and it's been a great experience.
Building a deeper connection with our fans by putting them in the show. It's a new era of sports talk. The Rod Pedersen Show airs from 10 to noon, Monday to Friday on Facebook Live. Join the conversation today and tune in. Online, on your phone, at home, at work. Follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And subscribe on YouTube for all the content you want to watch. Don't wait, do it right now.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse is a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care about most, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. While the world seems to be facing one challenge after another, our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Your comfort is our priority. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of the people and businesses whose work is essential in keeping the rest of us safe and comfortable on a daily basis.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Well, I got to tell you, that is an absolutely outstanding way to end 2020. Just a trip down old school RP show.
Yeah.
You just happen to have a 16-year Major League veteran, World Series champion, just watching the show and joins right in.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Sure.
Arlen Bruce III yesterday, watching the show.
I know.
Unbelievable. I love these guys. And that's the way this show was built. John Schmeiser in Kansas City says, I nominate John Frenzy for the Sask Order of Merit and Order of Canada. Lynch, let's start with the Plaza of Honor. Let's get you in there.
That's a good place.
I'm vice chairman, for Christ's sake.
He's on the voting committee and he can't get himself in. Enough. Mandy in Edmonton. Yeah, lip. As you say. Mandy in Edmonton. Happy New Year. New sweatpants for Lynch. Lynch, when I drive you home, I got sweats for you because those ones you gave me aren't big enough.
No? Okay.
And it's not that I'm too fat. Well, it might be, but they're not long enough. Yeah, Clark says same for him. So maybe, hey, Lynch, we might have 2 pairs of sweats for you.
You 6'5"?
I'm 6'4". Hard to believe that I'm growing both ways. Enough about this. We're going to do business of the week now. To do some actual work for MySask 411 business of the week and our friends at Direct West that we love so dearly and display them prominently on the desk every day. The business of the week is Doggy Diva's Grooming Spa. You can find them at 3503 East Jenkins Drive, Regina. Do you know how this came up? And the break, Clark said, we need to do a business of the week. And I said, dang it, we haven't even thought about that. It would be nice if MySask 411 would spotlight a business on their app. I open it up. Oh, boom. Doggy Diva's Grooming Spa is spotlighted. They did it for us.
That's great.
Another God shot. So anyways, you can add your own recommendation for the business there. You can share the business. Directions, obviously. It is a phone book in your hand. MySask 411. We connect Saskatchewan businesses to each other because we stick up for each other in this province. And what more do I have to say than that?
Yeah.
Download the app today. Get in there, fool around with it, and have fun. Business of the day. And by the way, FlameTech, I'll say this again. They do Football Fridays. FlameTech, your leader in combustion services. We love us our Denton, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's a beauty. If they do make a movie about this show, what did we say? Jeff Goldblum will play Denton.
Oh, yeah.
In the movie about this show.
It's going to happen.
So if you want to know what Denton looks like, Google Jeff Goldblum. And I'm not sure why I brought that up, other than supporting Saskatchewan business, because Denton's very big on that.
Huge.
And then to the come on best bets for week 17. Is that what we're doing? What do we have here? I was just told to talk about come on.
Yeah, we've got our picks. I mean, week 17 is the hardest week in the NFL to try and predict because you don't know who's resting, who's not, who's going to play, to win to not win. There's only one bye, but you're going to like this. When we look at the picks, I got your Dallas Cowboys winning against the Giants.
It's a must win. They got some FOMO going.
It's a must win for the Giants too, and they're going to play early. Washington will play later, and if Washington loses, obviously the winner of that game gets in. But run, don't walk, run to come on and bet the Cowboys right now because they've got them at minus 1.5. That will go up. You won't get them that good. It's going to go up. So on other sites, it's already gone up to 2.5 or 3. So if you can get Dallas at 1.5, go do it now because I think the Cowboys are rolling. Andy Dalton's gotten better. He was 185 3 weeks ago. Then he was 2-something, and then almost 400 yards last week. He's improved 7 touchdowns over his last 3 weeks. The Red Rifle is playing well. Then I got Seattle over San Fran. Pete Carroll said that Seattle's all in this week to play to win. So if Russell Wilson's playing, DK Metcalf's playing, Carson's playing in the backfield, I like Seattle. Obviously, things can change. And then I like Arizona and Buffalo. Buffalo said they're playing too. Looks like Josh Allen's going to play. So if he does, I like Buffalo. And Kyler Murray said he's going to play too. And so with the Rams going to their backup, it's hard not to pick Arizona in that game.
Download the app, Come On Official. Go to the website, comeon.com. Lauren Smith watching in Kamloops. He says, Happy New Year. Looking forward to more live sports in 2021. Jeff Kozak says, have a great New Year, guys. Guy got a hold of me last night, and it's not his fault, but I was telling you about this. Guy writes to me and says, I can't place my NHL bet on the Come On app. Do you know what the problem is? I have absolutely no idea. I'm not tech support for Come On.
Right.
You understand? I can't.
I know.
Can only tell you to go there, place your bets. If
you don't,
I can't. I'm not their tech support.
There will be a contact screen on their website.
I try. Can only do so much.
I know.
Donna Berger, one of our P1s. Hey, Donna. She says, Happy New Year, Rod, Moose, Clark the Hound Dog, and crew. Thank you for making this year bearable. Appreciate all you do. From Neil Shuchuk, Happy New Year, go Hawks. And just like that, it's our last show of 2020. Thank God.
I know.
It's over. I'm going to go skate on some outdoor ice right now with some former riders and their kids. And I'm taking Lynch home. No. Nunya. Happy New Year. See you Monday. Oh, roll it. Da-da-da-da-da-da.